right, we're back here at CMP of Talladega with a very special guest, and I'm going to let this young lady introduce herself and where she's from now.
I'm Kenzie Kring. I am from Colorado Springs, and I am currently at TCU.
Kenzie, obviously TCU Bullfrog now, shooting competitively, but we always like to hear about the journey. So we rewind the clock. What got you into competitive shooting?
So originally I wanted to go into the Navy and become a fighter pilot. And then I very quickly realized that the military was just not my style. And so I started looking at more schools and found out that TCU has probably one of the best nursing schools in the country. And so I decided to go there, and they have a very good NCAA team.
So nursing is a long-term goal for you, but in the process you're going to do what you love now, which is competitive shooting.
Yeah.
That's awesome. When was there a moment in time when you were coming up and you seen someone shooting, or maybe seen an event, or what was it that kind of got your interest in shooting?
Back when I was looking more into the Naval Academy, my mom knew a fighter pilot that was in the Navy, and so we gave him a call, and he was like, if you want to get into the academy, you have to be good at a sport so that they can recruit you for it. And so we were looking, and we were like, oh, there's no softball, there's no hockey. And then at the very bottom, there was a girl shooting a rifle. And so we went to my local club, and we checked it out, and I was just, I guess, a natural is what they say.
Did it come natural? Did it feel natural for you? Or was it like, kind of, was you off kilter? Was it something that you just kind of picked up really quickly, or how was those first few experiences?
I picked it up pretty quickly. I've only been shooting for about 4 years now, and I have made it onto the national team and now traveling internationally. So I'd like to say it was pretty natural with very good coaches.
What's been the hardest part about learning the sport and the discipline of it? Because, we've talked to several athletes this week, and they're training 3 or 4 hours a day, every day. Can you talk about that and what's been the hardest part for you?
I want to say the hardest part is definitely the mental aspect of this sport, because if you're thinking I'm going to shoot a 9, you're going to shoot that 9. But if you're going into the match very confidently, you're going to shoot great. That's all, the hardest part that's been for me, just because mental training can be the hardest part of this sport. I think it was Lenny Basham who said this sport is 90% mental, 10% physical.
When you're heading into an event such as this one this week here, talk about your mindset. Is there certain music you listen to? Is there certain food you eat? Is there some sort of ritual that you have? Or is it all you just kind of all let it flow naturally?
It depends, honestly. If I'm a little more anxious during matches, I like to just kind of listen to music right before I go in and shoot, just to kind of help soothe my mind. But if I'm not, then I just let it flow through. Just whatever happens, happens.
You said you've gotten to travel internationally now.
Yes.
What has that been like for you?
It's been really fun. I love to go and see all these places and competing against all these different athletes from across the country. And so it kind of, I don't know how to put it, but it shows me how these other countries are doing. And it's like, okay, I need to train more on this and this, because before I shoot in those international matches, I like to go and watch those different shooters to see how their process are, how different their process is from mine. And so if they are more of I like to hold before I like to go out and shoot, then it's okay, I took note of that before and found out, that's not more of my style. And so I just keep looking at these other shooters, seeing how their mental aspect is and all of this, and try to apply it to my shooting.
Eye-opening to you in your first international event? Were you shocked, blown away, or did you kind of expect that?
I was a little bit anxious. I was very anxious about definitely the competition. I was expecting it to kind of be like the States competition, but it was a lot more challenging, and just seeing all these different shooters, it was just kind of mind-blowing.
How is college life for you, and how do you find time to compete at the highest level like you are shooting, do your schoolwork, and also you're still being a child, so to speak? How do you get all that, put all that time management together?
So I will be attending TCU in the fall.
Okay.
But right now I do online school so that I can be able to travel to all of these different countries or go to matches like these. But I like to like morning aspect, if I'm shooting in the afternoon, like I'll get ready and then I'll shoot and then I'll go home, do my schoolwork, and then do whatever else I need to do and then go to bed. But if I'm shooting like late at night, I'll try to do that schoolwork before I have to shoot and then just reset my mind, get in that shooting aspect, and then go and shoot.
When you're away from shooting, competing, training, anything, talk about that a little bit. What's your hobbies? What's your go-to? What do you like to do outside of competing?
Outside of competing, I like to do lots of car stuff.
Car stuff?
I love doing
rebuilding cars or?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Me and my dad are actually
Nice.
working on a '69 Vet right now, and that is
Oh, wow.
my car. I love that car.
Oh, I'm sure. That's a dream car for a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
I think Joe Rogan drives yeah, he does have a 69, but he talked about it on his show.
Yeah.
67, I can't remember. But it's one of the two. Now, that's interesting.
Yeah, we swapped out that entire motor.
Yeah. Now, see, that's incredible. That's awesome. Give me a couple of goals. Give me a short-term goal for you in the next, say, year or two, and then a long-term goal with shooting competitive.
I do want to say a goal of mine is to go to the LA Games 2028 and then get all 4 of those NCAA rings.
Now, that would be awesome. I like where your head's at. You can do it. I mean, you keep working. I mean, the thought of if you would have told me even before we covered the event that we had athletes out here traveling the world, getting full paid scholarships and training as much as you guys, I had no idea. So it's been very eye-opening to myself getting to know you guys, and I really want to appreciate you spending some time out of your day to talk with us. I want to thank you a lot.
Yep.
Good luck to you moving forward, and I hope you achieve all your goals. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.